If you're a content creator or you're just looking to potentially level up the video quality that you are producing, we're so excited because I got the Think Media team with me, and we're going to be sharing in this video some of the best deals that you could find right now with gear we're actually using to create content for this channel. And we're going to be sharing some of our favorite stuff. And here's the crazy thing. We've paid regular price for a lot of these items, but we've found killer deals on items that are available right now. But I want to bring up some of our Think Media fam. I got Nolan in the house, and we got Kyle in the house. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Yo, oh, dude, we
dang,
got the confetti.
How did you
All
do
right.
that? Was that AI?
Listen, it's the new
Oh,
Mac OS update, and luckily there are some Mac deals today that I'm going to talk about. But I have a couple favorites I want to share first. And but by the way, you guys, what we really want to do today, we want to showcase some of the deals, but we really want to help you buy, because I know there's deals on everything, and you're like, what camera do I get? What mic do I get? And so here's what we need from you. Let us know in the comments what it is you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a microphone, but we need to know your budget, and we also want to know what you're going to use it for. So are you doing fitness videos? Are you doing cooking videos? Are you shooting outside, inside? Give us a little bit of feedback, and we're going to be going through there and answering your guys' questions in a little bit. But in the meantime, as you guys pop those in, we have some good deals. And so I want to share real quick this first deal, Omar. I think it's pretty fire. It's the Godox LED light, and this is one of those lights that I'm using right now, and it is $27 off. And what's really cool about this is, let me just show you guys this real quick. So basically, this is my key light on my desk setup. So if you have a desk, this comes with the mount that clips onto your desk. Here's my favorite feature, is it has this wireless remote. And so this sits on my desk. When I'm ready to go live, I can just hit this button, turn it on, and then this is at 47% brightness. The key, though, with this is I also have a this softbox. Now, this is not on sale, but we did find some other ones that we can look at that are not circular but square that you can get for like 15, 20 bucks. And by the way, all the links to this stuff is going to be in the description. And if you are watching the replay later today, then definitely check the time codes, because we're going to be covering cameras, microphones, all that stuff. But one other quick deal before I pass it to you, Omar, I wanted to share was I saw this morning, and this is the Apple 2020 MacBook Air laptop with the M1 chip. This is kind of what you want to look for right now. Apple's transition from their Intel-based chips over to M1. So if you want the latest and greatest, it's like the M3. But the truth is, I got my wife this laptop. It's the MacBook Air, the M1 chip. It's incredible. And she edits like 4K Sony footage on it. It's perfect for content creators. One thing I'll say, though, Omar, is 256 gigabyte storage is not a ton. But honestly, for like $750, saving 25% on $1,000 laptop, this is like a beast. You will need to get an SSD, but I know you found some good deals on SSDs. But yeah, dude, this is one of my favorite deals. It's an amazing laptop. I'm using the MacBook Pro M1, and so it's a workhorse.
Yeah,
Sure.
and the key is to just make sure, if you're going to invest into an Apple product as of late, is that there is some sort of M1 chip. What's cool is that that laptop right now that Nolan's talking about comes in at $750 at the time of this recording. But if you are the type who likes to work at a desk, I would encourage you to check out the Mac Mini. And this is kind of my workflow at home. Right now I'm at my studio. I'm using my MacBook Pro. But at home, I have a desktop setup where I have a Mac Mini, and I actually just connect a external monitor, and then I have my own wireless keyboard and mouse. And my goodness, it crushes. And check this out, Apple 2023 with the M2 chip is $500. I don't believe you could probably find a faster editing machine. And I think this is the time to actually consider leveling up, because when you invest in really good computer software or computer hardware, you're actually investing in time, you're investing into speed. And this is not only going to help you edit faster, depending on whatever editing software you use. By the way, because these are M1 chips, you can actually download CapCut on these devices and edit on CapCut. But also these crush with Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, as well as Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve. and you're going to get super faster at editing videos, but also very fast at rendering videos. But like Nolan said, you know, these are cheaper a lot of the times because of the size, the capacity. So you're not going to be able to fit a ton of storage, especially if you're doing 4K footage. But if you invest in what's going on, I mean, with a smacking deal right now on a solid state drive or an SSD, you can literally get a 4 terabyte for $200. And these are not only, you know, reliable, they're never going to fail you. They could take a little bit of a beating. I wouldn't encourage you to throw them across the room, but you could throw them in bags and things like that. But they are super fast to not only work from, but also just they can hold a lot of storage. Something to consider, though, as you can see right here, you can see that there's a 4 terabyte extreme that is these up tos are important to know, because the faster this is, the faster they're going to be able to operate. And so you're going to be able to move a lot faster with, you know, a $40 extra investment. But if you want to save a little bit of money, this is up to 1,050 megabytes per second. So that's $200. But if you were to upgrade your Mac products, internal SSDs, it's for 4 terabytes, I believe it costs around $800 to do so. So this is really cool and something to consider. Maybe you already even have something you edit videos on, something to just, you know, just pick up this season is probably a storage solution. So definitely a good time to level up your editing process and workflow by getting maybe a Mac device. Another cool thing that I've been loving, and honestly, this is probably one of my favorite things on sale right now, are these Ulanzi quick release plates. Now, let me show you a little something.
Got one right now on my camera as well, Omar.
Yeah. So let me show you how this kind of works. So tip on a traditional, you know, tripod situation or anything that has some sort of screws, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to like unscrew a tripod, take off the camera, and then maybe you put it in your bag, you put it on another, you know, device or tripod or stand. And then when you put it back on, you got to make sure it's all lined up. Okay. And just, you know, you got to whistle. Okay. But here's what's cool about these quick release plates. So for $26, and they're regularly about $35, is that they allow you to just pop on and off your camera. So I literally can just slide on my camera and then it stays locked in, and it's super good. And you know, we use multiple cameras all the time. I got a camera on here, I got a camera here, and so I'm always taking cameras on and off. And this just allows me to easily slide it off, take it off, put it in a bag or put it on another device. But here's another cool thing. If you get something, maybe like a cage for your camera, or if you're like me and you run with like some of the FX line of cameras, there's a screw on this side of the camera, as you can see. And so what I actually do to like crush vertical video is I actually have another quick release. I literally have 10 of these, 15 of these quick release plates. Like, it's not even funny. And you can literally rotate your camera, slide it on, and then you'll be good to crush vertical video. As I'm struggling right now, maybe it's like on the wrong side. This is the worst demonstration, dude. QVC, come get this guy right now. But this will allow you to just crush vertical content like this. I mean, that was just rotated incorrect. So literally, like, go from vertical videos, and then you can swap it over and do some horizontal videos. And so that is the quick release plate, one of my favorite things that is on sale right now. And would just encourage you to like start implementing these in your hardware, your workflow, even with a smartphone clamp. If it has a 1/4 inch screw at the bottom of a camera or a mount, you can literally screw one of these on. And so I would look into this, one of my favorite things. But yeah, it's pretty dope stuff that we got going on. And then the second thing that's my favorite, I would say, is a low profile arm mount. So you could see Nolan's setup right now. Let me just make Nolan big real quick. Larger than life. You could see his arm, his mic arm is clearly in the shot from the side of the, you know, his shot composition. In mine, you don't necessarily see it. And that's because I'm using a low profile mic arm, which it hides the mic more or less, and depending on how far you want the mic to be. But the only thing you see in the shot is the mic, the top of the mic. So this is called a low profile arm. And I personally have been loving using this, and it's just a clean, nice solution. But for $40 to mount your mic this way is pretty dope. And this works with any kind of mic you have. Like if you use a SM7B, maybe you use a cheaper kind of mic, they all have the ability to be used with this. And these also come with all the various accessories you need in order to mount whatever it is you'd like to mount mic wise. And so those are some of my favorite things. These are things I've actually bought at full price, and I continue to, and I'm just pumped that they're on sale right now. But would love to know, please ask your questions in the comments, because we actually want to answer those questions based on your actual direct needs right now and kind of help you find that deal you're looking for.
Love it. There's some good deals, and we got more. What we want to do right now is talk about cameras, best cameras for YouTube. So please let us know in the comments. We're going to share a couple deals that are happening, but we want to share not just those deals. We also want to help you just make the best decision based on your needs. And so give us some information. What's your budget? What are you using the camera for? But let's share. One of the first things that I wanted to talk about was the GoPro. So the GoPro Hero 12 just came out, and this is a really nice camera. And I compared it to the DJI Action 4, which is not on sale. And so this camera is just as good as the DJI Action 4. I personally like the colors a little bit more on the GoPro than the DJI Action 4. But here's a cool little tip. Down here, you can see this is $50 off, and it's a brand new camera. So it's cool that you're getting a little bit of a deal here, but you get $50 off. If you go to accessories, you can actually snag some extra batteries, the grip, all this stuff for free. This is now $100 off. So it's the same price as the actual. Don't just buy the camera. I'm like, you might as well just get the accessories that they're giving to you for free. So this is $50 off. This is $100 off. I didn't see that initially on Amazon. So I was like, okay, this is really cool. And then on top of that, if you do, I don't know if this one is on sale. Let's see. So this is also $100 off. This is the Media Mod kit. So the Media Mod is cool. If you do want to use this in a car and maybe have like a wireless microphone, you can plug that straight into the Media Mod, and definitely worth it. If you just want to go all out, you can save $100 right now. And this is a pretty cool kit if you're traveling. And yeah, brand new GoPro, really, really cool. And so that's a great deal for cameras. And Omar, I'll let you share. I know you got some deals too that you found on different cameras.
Yeah, and these cameras are cameras I still use today, to include right now. So the first one I'll talk about is the Sony FX30, and this is on sale for under $2,000. And here's what, there's kind of two ways you can actually purchase this camera, but let me start off by saying I have 4 Sony FX30s because I'm a crazy man. No, I'm just kidding, but I am crazy. It's because I have a video podcast, and I like these cameras because they are what I would consider a workhorse camera. They're not going to overheat on you. You could see that Nolan's sharing some clips from my podcast that I have, and I use it even to live stream. Here's what's cool about these cameras. Sony, as of late, allows you to use any Sony camera. You can use it to live stream using the USB cable. So you don't need, you don't need extra stuff. You don't need a capture card. You don't even need a power, continuous power adapter, as I used to recommend for other cameras. And that is because with the use of the USB cable, it not only powers the mic or powers the camera, but also gets the video signal and audio signal. So here are 2 ways that you can kind of look at this camera and consider about buying it. So the first way is by itself, body only. This is like where you just get the bare bones of this camera. And for $1,600, a camera like this and the image it produces, I would just tell you, if you bought this camera, you wouldn't have to upgrade your camera. I would say you wouldn't have to upgrade your camera. Like it's so good. I absolutely love this camera. I can't say enough good things. But this is going to cost you $1,600, which is a great deal for a camera like this. But if you could spin it, I would encourage you to maybe spend the extra $400, because if you're really trying to get serious about creating content, then getting the camera with the top handle. So if you could see this on the top of the camera right here, it allows you to plug in an XLR mic, a very high quality mic, and just plug it directly into the camera, and then it's going to sync the audio. So you don't have to worry about, recording your audio on a separate device, or maybe even using a USB mic, which, those are great too. But when I think about workflow and I just want things to be simple, streamlined, this is a great solution to be able to do that. And when you pair the FX30 with any of Sigma's prime lenses, they have the 16 millimeter, which is what I'm using right now. They have a 30 millimeter and a 56 millimeter. There's really the only lenses that you need and use, and I'm able to produce very high quality videos for Think Media. That is the setup I am using right now. I'm using the Sony FX30, the Sigma 16 millimeter lens, and then I have my mic hooked directly into the camera, just plugged into my laptop, and I'm just crushing this stream right now. So it's really an awesome solution to, really create high quality videos. But if you are kind of like, man, that's a little bit out my price range, maybe a lot of it out my price range, Nolan found a really good deal on what was my favorite camera probably last year, which is why it probably is a smacking deal right now. And that's the Sony ZV E10. This is a very similar camera to the FX30. It just is more kind of, geared toward people who are more on the budget side of things and are more, I would say, beginner, because it's very easy to use. What's cool about this camera is the same lenses apply, so you can get very similar images out of it. And if you buy the camera for the body only, it literally, I believe, just comes in at $700 for just the. Oh, that actually has the kit lens. So if you go camera only, look, you're getting this camera for $600, and it's going to produce a super sharp 4K image for you. And so I would use that extra coin or use some extra money to invest into maybe that 16 millimeter lens. It truly is a magic kind of combination, as Drake would say, with this camera. And so, yeah, that is the Sony ZV-10. Those are really the two cameras I'm kind of pumped about because I actually use these cameras on a day-to-day basis, and the fact that they're discounted hypes me up for our Think Media community.
It's a great deal. This is an amazing camera. People are probably going to ask what I'm using as well. I'm using the Sony A7 IV, which is not on sale. And honestly, since the A7C Mark II came out, I'm like, that's the camera I would replace these. Like, I wouldn't buy the A7 IV for content creation. I'd rather buy the A7C Mark II. Neither of those cameras are on sale. So these two options are fantastic cameras. Love it. We do have a couple camera questions, Omar, that I wanted to ask you. Let's start with.
I like this one from Keisha.
Oh, go ahead. Pull that one up.
Yeah. So this one from Keisha, she asked, "What mic do you suggest for someone who's constantly moving like cooking in the kitchen?" I love this question because you're leading with your situation, and this is why we wanted to help you guys. You're gonna want a wireless microphone. A mic that has no cables. The only cable that it potentially has is the one that maybe clips onto your shirt. And here's what's cool about number one, if you are using your smartphone, you can get a really, cheap solution for your smartphone. But here's the deal that I would really push you toward, Keisha. It would actually be this right here. This is the DJI Pocket Wireless. It's $85.
Deity Pocket Wireless.
Deity Pocket Wireless. And for $84, check this out. You're going to get your transmitter and receiver. So one of these clips onto your shirt like so, and it actually comes with the actual mic itself. And then the other will clip or hook up to your phone or camera. So this would hypothetically be put on right on top of your camera or plug into your smartphone. And you're going to get consistent audio regardless of how you're moving around, regardless of where you are. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to sound good. We actually made a review on this mic kit, and we put it up against some of the other mic kits. But for the deal happening right now, this one is the one to look for. It's remind me. I guess I say Deity, but what is it?
I think that's right. Deity.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. What did I say it before?
DJI.
DJI.
You said DJI, really? But
okay. Yeah. So Deity Pocket Wireless. It's gonna be a dope solution. It comes in white, black, but it looks like only the white ones for sale. But it doesn't matter. You don't really see the mic, especially when you clip it onto your shirt. I did see this one from Ulanzi, which is also a great brand. One way to save money is just to look up at the brands that are notable. And one is Ulanzi. I haven't personally tested this one, but it's cool because it comes with two mics. And so maybe you have like an interview show, or maybe you want, you want multiple people in your frame and you want to capture both their audio, but you don't want to use any cables, then this would be probably a good solution. But like with only 7 ratings, you're probably taking a little bit of a gamble, and that's just something to always consider. Look at ratings, because you'll know, you'll get a lot of information if we didn't make a review video on these. But you could see that 4 out of 5 stars, 45 ratings for the white one, and I think if you click on the black one, it should, it's totally the same, 45. So but we've tested these and they're pretty good. So that's our recommendation, Keisha.
Love it. I want to do a couple more camera ones for you real quick, Omar. And then, by the way, guys, we are going to be going through lights. We're going to be going through SSDs, hard drives, also just some miscellaneous stuff. And then Kyle on our Think team is going to break down. Basically, he's built out the Think Media podcast set in his living room and built that whole studio. And so there's a lot of stuff that's on sale that he uses for the Think Media podcast that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I
want to bring a question up for you guys to answer. Drake Malone, he asks, I do a lot of home workouts with no audio. Currently, I use a Canon T6i. I'm looking at a Sony E10 and Sony A7 with a Tamron 17-28 millimeter. What do you guys think?
It's good. That's an awesome question. I wonder if you're looking to buy 2 cameras or you're looking between the two. If you're looking between the two, Sony A, I'm guessing you would probably mean Sony A7C. And let's see what the price is on that camera. It's looking like $1,500, $1,600.
And then I'm guessing he means the ZVE10, which is the one we just mentioned, which is on sale for much cheaper, right?
Yeah. So
unless he means the ZVE1.
Well, let's assume he has the Canon T6i right now. What camera would you recommend him?
I feel like the ZVE10 is what I would say. What do you think?
I think, it's all price. So if you're good to spend about $2,000, I would go FX30 body only, and then get that zoom lens, so it gives you the versatility, and then a wireless mic, and you're legit good to go. I always am cognizant of like people who are far away from the camera and you can't see what's going on, and sometimes those smaller cameras, they just overheat. I know I can start nerding out on like all this stuff, but like if you really like, you're in the position to buy a camera now that's gonna, and it sounds like you're probably in business. So like this is a great write-off opportunity, and it's going to future-proof your content for years from now. I would say bite the bullet and get the Sony FX30 as it's going to just never overheat on you. If you want to plug it in, you can use it as a webcam, but get that zoom lens to allow you to change up your shot as you need to.
There's also one more before I bring back to Nolan.
Yeah, what's up?
ITC. He said he was one of the first comments. He asked, what do you think about using a video mic NTG for iPhone?
Video mic NTG for the iPhone. It's great. What you need to do is you're gonna want to rig it out, right? Like you mean NTG is like the one that has the XLR input, or the one that actually just has the
I think it's just normal. Yeah,
just normal. So that's the video mic go to. The video mic go to is what I would recommend.
I wouldn't recommend the NTG for your phone. It's a bit overkill.
That one below Kyle, the go to, right? The $900 or the $99.
Yeah, that one's great.
Right there, boom. So I've tested this mic. We actually made a review on this mic, and I think for the price point, it's awesome, because like you just plug this straight in via USB to Lightning.
Why not this one? Just curious, Omar. Just between these, this one's cheaper. So is this because it has USB-C for plugging into a computer?
I believe so.
Okay, cool.
Oh no, it's just the second one. Yeah. So like the second one is just the upgraded version. And here's what's tight about the USB-C feature is it also is used as a USB mic. So like when you want to transition into, creating live streams and stuff, you can just plug USB into your computer or laptop, and then it sounds amazing. But this mic is great. I love this mic. I used it a lot last year, and I would recommend it for sure.
Quick tip too, Rode doesn't do, I haven't seen any Cyber Monday deals on Amazon or like B&H from Rode, but what you can do is when you go to their Amazon page, literally just go down here. And if you want to save some money, just buy it used. I bought in a lot of camera gear used and have saved a lot of money over the years. So if you're like, yeah, I want to save 20 bucks, get one used like new. You still get the Amazon Prime, you know, like warranty, you know, on there, so you can return it and stuff. So anyways, check out used if there are no like Black Friday deals, but I mean, it's a great mic. So cool.
Yeah. And Amazon warranties their used products. So you don't risk anything by saving money.
Yeah. Dope. Okay, cool. I do got one more question for you too, but Kyle, real quick.
Yeah.
Tell the people who you are, because you're a bit more behind the scenes. And so you're here hanging out with Omar and I, and you've been at Think much longer than I have been, but like you're just behind the scenes more. Yeah. So tell them what you do at Think Media and about yourself, I guess.
Yeah. So my name's Kyle. I'm the content director here at Think Media. And so I actually started as a full-time editor, editing all of Sean's videos and Omar's videos. And I also run the studio. I actually have a secondary angle here. So this is our podcast studio for Think Media. And so this is in my loft of my house that I've built out. And so yeah, so that's what I do. I run the content calendar and just kind of help manage the team.
Awesome. Cool. That's Kyle. Nolan, everybody show him some love in the comments.
Yeah. Also, I want to give a shout out. Sean went live this morning, about 2 hours ago, and he did the best deals under $50 for content creators. So those are a lot of great deals, Cyber Monday deals. So be sure to check that out. We'll link that up in the description as well. Cool.
Yeah, and Kyle, real quick, show the shot of your podcast studio. All right. Yeah. So you notice the secret sauce. The reason why this is making everyone go, "Oh my goodness," is because of the lighting. And so Kyle's going to break down the lighting. But really quickly, I wanted to shout out the sponsors of this video, and that is Epidemic Sound. And so we're going to run something really quick, and then Kyle will actually break down the lights he uses for the Think Media podcast.
This video is sponsored by Epidemic Sound.
One danger in creating videos and putting all your hard work into an edit and not having royalty-free music is uploading your video to the internet and then it getting taken down and maybe shutting down whatever account you actually uploaded it on. It's a very scary thing that's actually happening nowadays. And what you need is royalty-free music. And unfortunately, it's hard to find royalty-free music that's not only easily accessible, but also easy to find. And so what's incredible about Epidemic Sound is they have a huge library of audio tracks that you could browse easily, but also sound legit. A lot of these songs sound like they should be on the radio, and that's what I love about it. We can find the song and match the vibe we are going for. A lot of times I like using hip hop trap songs. And what's so cool about downloading a track that you like on Epidemic Sound is that they actually give you the stems of a song. So if there's like an instrument that you like inside of the song that's all you want, you could download that stem and use that in your video. And if you are looking for sound effects for your videos to take your edits to the next level, there's a huge library, and their ability to search for that is so easy. A lot of the times I'll throw up a price on a YouTube video when I'm doing like a tech gear review, and I'll just type in cash register and it gives me the perfect sound that I want when I add that price on screen, and it just re-engages the attention of the viewer.
To sign up, go to thinkmediasounds.com. Thank you so much, Epidemic Sound, for sponsoring this video.
So right now, we're actually doing a special offer where you get 2 months free. Everybody said 2 months. And here's the cool, if you use it for the 2 months and let's say you decide to actually not even go forward, you're actually still protected. So there is no risk in you trying out Epidemic Sound. And I just have a fun time even just finding the right music to go with the videos that we're creating. But be sure to check out that special deal. It will only be available for the next 5 days. And so that's the ability to get 2 months free. It's only available 5 days after this video goes live. And so we're just grateful for our Think Media community and always want to help you in your content creation journey. And if that's even the YouTube strategy stuff, maybe it's the gear stuff, or even if it's the editing stuff, we want to be there to help. I actually had a podcast go live the other week, and it was a big deal. It was a big deal release for me. And then my video got flagged because I didn't have that stuff in order. So learn from me. Okay.
Rookie mistake, Omar.
I know,
rookie
mistake. He even made an ad about that, and it still happened to him.
I'm the guy. And so yeah, be sure to check out that link in that deal. But Kyle, why don't you go ahead and break down these lights?
Yeah, for sure.
Literally make your podcast look fire.
Of course. So I'm pretty pumped for this. So as you can see, here's my studio. If you want to make that full screen, I'm excited because a lot of things that I use in this studio are on sale right now. and let me just pull it up. The first one is the Amaran 200DS. Now, this is what I use currently for the key lights. I have 2 of them, and it's not bi-color. It's only daylight, which is awesome, I think, because you're not going to be messing with the color temperatures, and it's not going to vary every time you shoot. You know what you're going to get every time you turn on the light. It's going to be the same color temperature, and consistency is very key for a podcast. So this is on sale. This is the lowest price in 30 days, and we bought all these full price with our own money. And so this is a great light that I'd recommend to a friend. The other one, this is what we use for the diffusion. As you can see, I have 2 of them. But I mean, this is on sale. But there's also a deal that you have with Small Rig, a lot cheaper. Essentially, it does the same thing. So I would definitely recommend this. The other light that I use is the 60D. I'm even using this right now for my my key light while I'm on Zoom calls and video calls like this. I have the 60D right here with a small softbox, but I actually use that on my studio. If you go full screen on my camera, that newer softbox that is actually connected to a small 60D, and that's for like a hair light to help define them on the podcast so they're not getting lost, and they're more it just helps outline the subject in the main shot. So that is the what I use for the key light. Now, what I use for the floor lights is this right here. Let me bring it back up. Somebody brought it down. Do you guys see that? Well, I just go to I'm using this. Yeah, there it is. The Philips Hue gradient tube light. I'm using that on the floors of the podcast studio, and that helps bring in color and add a different dimension to the light, a little bit more dynamic. And so I'm using that. Philips Hues is very expensive. I've just committed to it, and I'm just a part of the ecosystem, unfortunately. And they rarely have deals. There's a deal on this one. I would definitely recommend Govee. Look at all these Cyber Monday deals on Govee. They essentially do the same thing. Nolan, you have Govee, lights, right? Yes.
Yeah. So I have Govee lights. This bulb, which I saw there were bulbs on sale, but the Govee, and what I like about it is I can change the color of it if I want to. But there's 2 main things. It doesn't flicker on video, which is a big thing. It's not cheap like that, even though it's cheaper than the Philips Hue. And then you can change the intensity to like match your shot perfectly. So if I change a lens and stuff, like stuff gets tweaked, I can like adjust it exactly how I want. And so I use Govee because I'm not like super fancy rich like Kyle over here with all.
You have this light though, right? You have this Govee floor lamp that's behind you.
No, so that's actually it's a way overkill. It's a GVM like Pro tube light that I used, but that would be more ideal for what
and it would do that same thing that you have in your shot right now.
I do have a quick question though, Kyle. Just to go back a second to the Amaran aperture lights, can you control those from your phone, or do you have to because they're like way up in the air?
Yeah.
I'm just curious how are you controlling those? Do they have remotes?
What's cool is maybe I can show you guys, because I actually have a camera out there. That camera I can move around. But I have an app that I can turn on all of the lights and adjust all of the color temperature and the brightness just with one button in the app. So if I have somebody sitting down on a podcast and I'm just looking at the camera, I can start adjusting the lighting according to my camera's settings. And then same thing with everything in the background, all the Philips Hue lights. It's all within the app, and I can adjust. I just look at the camera and I can bring the brightness down, adjust the colors according to what I want the shot to look like without having to move. So that's why I'm like so bought into Philips Hue. And I think you can do the same thing with Govee. You just need to commit to that ecosystem, right? Unfortunately, I'm already bought into Philips Hue, so that's what I went with.
Hey, Nolan,
yes.
I know you had one mark tabbed away because we have D asking the question. We need lighting under 150, which you can get good lighting for under 150. What was that light that you had picked out?
Yeah, so this is a light I used for a long time, and this is the best light you can buy under $50. So if you wanted to get 2 of these, you could use 2 of these and just have it be extra bright. But this is the Mount Dog softbox. And so a couple of years back, actually, I made this video where I bought 3 of like Amazon's cheapest lights and just wanted to review them. And I found that the Mount Dog performed the best. So the build quality, it comes with the stand, it comes with the softbox. The main reason
and a wireless mic.
wireless remote to
Remote.
yeah, and not only is it brighter, than the other colors, but it also is bicolor. So I could match it perfectly to my house lights if I wanted to make it warmer. I could also match it just to daylight if I wanted to use it for that. And then I think over here, like I turned it up too bright just to show that it does get really bright. But that is a really good deal. So that's the Mount Dog light.
I actually just recommended this to a friend. So they're doing a podcast. I recommended 2 of these lights and the FX30, and they're super happy.
If you're on a budget, here's the trick with these and with any lighting in general. Typically, the closer you can bring it to your subject, it kind of like it gives the illusion of it being a bigger light source, and that's going to give you a softer light. So if your lights are like super far away, it's going to feel darker and it's going to be a little bit harsher. Bring it just out of frame from your shot, and that's going to just give you more light. So then you can turn down the brightness a little bit, and it's going to give you a nice soft light. So for under $150, you could snag 2 of these, and this is a great deal.
Good. Yeah. Something I found with, for whatever it's worth, with women is, we like the whole, like, guys, we like our little like shadow fall off from like coming off the side of one of the faces. But like a lot of times women like to really light themselves a lot and kind of, so that you don't see all those things, those imperfections, I guess you could say. And so grabbing the 2, honestly, if you grab the 2 and you had the lights kind of positioned like this right out of the frame, it's going to look really flattering. And so, yeah, D, I would just encourage you to check out that kit.
Omar, what light are you using? Because Mr. Lane thinks you're extra crispy. He knows the Omar language.
I know. Isn't that funny how that became a thing? I think this started during like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, like 2020. But Mr. Lane, I'm actually using the same light that Kyle is using. I'm using the Amaran 60D, which only produces or puts out 1 temperature of light, but it's so close to my face, like right out of the frame. And then I'm using a softbox with a grid. So this setup, I would think you're going to be at right under $200. So yeah, that would be the Amaran 60D. I actually believe I have this pulled up right here. So you have the Amaran 60X, but if you're using the light to just light your face, I wouldn't get the 60X because most people just need to turn on a light and make sure it's good to go. So I would go with the Amaran 60D, which should be right over yonder. So $143 right now. There's a good deal on it. And then you just get a modifier or you get a softbox with it and you literally get my lighting. So like, if you want to know why this looks really good, it's that. And then I would say the other secret sauce is like you got me and Nolan. We got the memo. I guess Kyle did too. But we all have warm lights on the back of our shots. So if you want to learn, a lot of the times when we're doing stuff like this, think community, we're trying to show the principles. So like, Kyle's maybe talking about very high professional stuff, but if you apply the same principle with maybe more budget lighting, you're going to get a very similar look. And if you could see all of our shots, we have lights behind us. So if maybe you get free value out of this video, the lights that are behind us are a different temperature than the lights that are hitting our face. And so that's what you would call daytime temperature. Daytime temperature is the light that you want to hit your face, but then any other lamps and stuff, you can actually make it more warm. And you can see it produces a cozy, kind of welcoming environment, just even in video, which is powerful. It's powerful that your video, before you even open up your mouth, can produce a feeling that people get from you. And I'm kind of passionate about this because it's kind of like you kind of earn a little bit of respect right off the get-go. And then, if your content lines up with the quality visually and audibly, dude, you're going to crush. And so, yeah, that's funny how we all kind of have like the same key light, one key light, and then like a warm light in the back.
Love it. Real quick before we move on, because one more lighting thing, and if you guys see any other lighting questions you want to answer, we can hit those. But for those of you who don't have a big studio and you're kind of worried, the truth is these lights that Kyle and Omar are talking about, you can use them in a room, in an apartment. You do need enough room for like a stand to go in, and then like your ceiling, like you can kind of see vaulted ceilings up here in the kind of extra attic studio space. So for me, I really wanted to go with a smaller light, but I do want to encourage you guys, like, even if you go with that Mount Dog light, like this is in my living room when I was living in Los Angeles, and like they're not that big. And so you can definitely still use these if you're in a small room, if you're in a small office, and then you can tuck them away and do all that stuff. So just to encourage you, you guys can still use soft boxes in a bedroom, in a home office. Definitely can still do that. Yeah.
I would say, and this leans toward the principle of convenience. And oftentimes, if you're trying to maintain quality and convenience, you're going to be spending a little bit more money. That's just kind of the nature of the game. But something I personally love, because I'm always moving around my gear, I'm always putting it away, I'm always bringing it in whatever, is getting a stand for your light with wheels. And this one is actually one that is on sale right now. And Art, can you bring around the other one, the newer heavy duty one? But this is cool because it has caster wheels and it's built really nicely. And so if you're filming in a place that you need to pack it up quickly, or you need to, maybe the wife is like, dude, shoot your videos and like, let me get my living room back. This is like a great solution. I actually made a video I built out an entire YouTube studio using this as my tripod, as my light stand. And it mounted my camera. And so let me just show you kind of like how I got it hooked up with my light right now. So I got one of the Amaran lights on it. Here, you can take this. But yeah, it literally just rolls in and it's so smooth. And this is a lantern modifier. But literally, I'm just gonna roll it here and then I'm gonna roll it away and then it's gone. And so yeah, I would check out this one. This is the Lamp Good heavy duty light stand, and typically the ones that I buy are like 160, so saving some money there. And again, you're buying gear that you don't have to buy again when you get stuff like this.
Yeah, that's huge. That's a big key there.
So real quick, guys, we have a lot of good questions, and if you guys have been commenting earlier in the live stream, we've saved those, so we're gonna get to those. But I think we should go through some of the other deals we found real quick. So we do have some, like Kyle, you found a cool SSD. And then I want to share a couple things that I found. And then we have some miscellaneous stuff that we can share. And then let's just answer questions, help people out. But yeah, I guess we'll jump into that. Kyle, do you want to share that one deal you found?
Yeah, let me bring that up. So a big thing, especially, so I used to be an editor full time, and space is always a huge issue, especially working with 4K files and podcasts. And so the SanDisk, 4 terabyte, and this goes, I think they have 1 terabyte, 2, 4, even 8, but they have a cyber deal going on right now, Cyber Monday. And man, it's cool to see that memory and storage is becoming very cheap and very accessible to people, because it's such a huge problem when you're editing and then your hard drive is full and then it starts crashing and glitching out and not working properly. So I highly recommend anybody that needs any type of storage solution. These SanDisks are amazing. People on our team use them and have bought them personally. I have bought them personally. They're just great to have. Nolan?
Yeah. Love it. I found this, which is pretty cool. So if you need SD cards, I feel like every Black Friday the past couple of years, I've bought SD cards and hard drive. So you just get good deals. So this is 40% off. And if you want to shoot 4K video or 1080, but like if you guys are shooting 4K on your Sony or Canon or whatever, this will be awesome. So this is 128 gigabytes. So this will get you a lot of room. And $20. So under $20, 128 gigs is pretty cool. The other one real quick is I like getting these, not to edit off of, but simply just to kind of dump old projects, old videos onto. And so this is 2 terabytes, which is 2000 gigabytes. And the fact that you can get this under $60 is awesome. Cause I remember like 5 years ago trying to buy, they were like $100, you know? So this was another good deal. I thought I'd share. Let me just see what the 4
I would just say
is.
that's not an SSD, so like it would be difficult to edit off of that.
Yeah,
but it's
you
great
do not
to
want to
store
edit
stuff
off of
on.
this.
Yeah, it's great to store stuff on.
Yeah, so this is a good deal here. 2 terabytes is under $60 is great. I guess you're only saving $8, but I actually have this one, and it's I mean, it's perfect for what I use it for the storage. But if you wanted to save a little bit more and get more space, you could always get that option as well.
Fire.
Cool. And
yeah,
then go ahead, Omar.
No, I was just going to share kind of like, this is my thinking for times like this. I go to brands like there are a few brands I want you to consider just, checking in on and maybe refreshing your page or what have you. And so the first brand I would just quickly bring up is, this is a trustworthy brand. This is Newer, and they have all kinds of gear that you can use to level up your content. I'm personally using this one right now, this extendable camera desk mount. So I have this clamped on my desk, so I'm not using any tripods to hold up my camera for my live stream setup. And so for $23, that's pretty sweet. If you need maybe some high quality light stands, but they literally have everything. So this is Newer. This is what I would say is like, just go do some research on the brands, and you'll see the deals that they're all offering. Maybe you need like a smartphone clamp. They just got a lot of cool stuff going on. A second brand I would look at is Ulanzi. I brought up some of their stuff to include the quick release plate earlier in this video, but if you're just finding this, Ulanzi they also produce a lot of awesome content or gear for smartphone creators, as well as things that you can use with your camera. This is literally the tripod I went all in on. This is $70, but right now is on sale for $55, and it comes with a phone mount, which is pretty dope. This little wireless mic right here is pretty cool too. For $30, you're getting 2 mics that you could plug right into your camera. So that's Ulanzi. So we have Newer, we have Ulanzi, and we're going to link these up in the comments as well as in the description. The last one I would encourage you to look at is Small Rig. Small Rig is dope because they make a lot of custom gear for your cameras. They make a lot of accessories to really, level up the stuff that you're, kind of like your camera rigging solution. So if you're looking to like build out your camera, or even if you need a camera cage, because like this is going to allow your camera to do a lot of stuff. A lot of people have the Sony ZV-E10, and so you can get a cage, and then you can now shoot vertical videos if you wanted to mount one of those quick releases from Ulanzi. So just a lot of ways that you can kind of find what you need by going to the brands that are already trustworthy, and they have a ton of reviews on a lot of their products, and it's just cool. It's cool that they'll put up deals on a lot of their quality gear. Excited to see it.
That's great. I just want to speak this. Design Lab was like, no, not the SanDisk. He said it's failed on him. That's never personally failed on me, but I just want to bring your attention to Samsung as well. These SSDs we use, like I have a bunch of these. I got a bunch right here. I got another one right here. I know Nolan has some. Omar has some. We got them stacked.
I love those.
We've been using these. This is $100 for 2 terabyte. This is a great deal. And I believe they have the... where's it at? They have the new version out too, the T9, which I kind of want to get my hands on this personally. I don't even have that. So I just want to bring your attention to this as well.
Honestly, get the T7 2 terabyte for $100. Get the MacBook Air 2020 M1 and for $750. And you now have a 2 terabyte super fast laptop that you can work on under $1,000. That's insane. So if you're just tuning in, I know some people are asking some tech questions. Please keep sending those in, because we're going to get real specific here in a moment. We're going to cover our last few major deals. And I want to start, and then I will pass it to you, Kyle, because I know you have some more deals.
Yeah.
But I kind of missed some of these. So I'll just be real quick. This is the Deity VMic D3 Pro. It's a shotgun microphone. If you're a vlogger, I think you should get this microphone for your camera. If you're looking for the best shotgun mic under $100, this is basically very comparable to the Video Mic NTG or the Video Mic, more so like the Video Mic NTG, and that is $238. So the fact that it's basically the same mic when it comes to like sound and the features, but you're getting that for half of what the Rode Video Mic NTG is, which is not on sale. Really great microphone. I've used it before for some of the vlogs we did for Growth Video Live. I know Omar's used this microphone, and so here he is reviewing it. And then you ended up buying this mic and testing it out against some other mics. Real quick as well, Omar has this really cool video where you have this like wireless microphone and you're in your car and you're showing how to set this up, where you do those wireless mic videos, maybe for TikTok, Instagram Reels, that kind of stuff. This is a different version. It's the same exact one, but it's $15. So if you guys just want to grab, and make sure this one's for Apple, they have USB-C, but this is a really cool wireless microphone you can get if you're a smartphone creator. and it has 2 mics, which is pretty cool. For $15. I thought that was a great deal. And
Dude,
so, yeah.
Speaking of 2 mics, this is pretty cool. This is a mic that Deities put out a few years ago, and it looks like they're just trying to like get rid of them. But this mic is really cool. So this mic has 2 sides. It's a shotgun mic, and if you're capturing content from in front of the camera or behind the camera, it'll capture good audio. And this is if you like want a lean, mean setup. You don't have to use both sides. You have the ability to turn off, the dual mode. But for $33, like, what are we even talking about? I'm like, I just want to buy one just cause, which is terrible, and I'll have to talk to my wife later about it. But this is like I would just look at all that Deity offers right now to include their wireless mic solution for $85 with everything you need. There's just a lot of cool things happening to really level up your not only just leveling up your gear, but your workflow, and then the overall quality that you're delivering to your audience. Yes, sir.
Love it. Okay, Kyle, I'm going to pass it to you. But first, I do want to let people know we're doing a giveaway as well. And so you can actually enter this giveaway by going to thinkgearguide.com. And here we're also going to be listing throughout the day just the best deals that come through. So as we find, a certain camera comes on sale, or if you have questions like what is the best camera for YouTube, you can click these down, check out some videos, check out some of our reviews. And so we've built this for you guys, and this is at thinktechguide.com. Also, invest in yourself. We have a YouTube course bundle that is 75% off. I highly recommend if you're getting started, or honestly just in those beginning phases, maybe it's not your full-time gig yet, go to thinkgearguide.com, scroll down and check out our YouTube starter kit and course for 75% off. Here it's going to have the YouTube niche finder. You're going to have the starter kit. There's 51 money-making video ideas. We got the YouTube clarity blueprint. There's a lot more in here. And so go check that out. I thought that was really cool that we're also doing some sales on the Cyber Monday. But enough of that. Kyle, I'll pass it to you. Show us some more of the tech.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So another thing that I want to share with you guys is now Omar was sharing brands, right? Small Rig is one of those brands that we love, we trust. They make so many accessories. And this battery, when I switched to these batteries, it changed my life.
It changed his life.
That's like a bold
They're
claim.
They're going to quote you, Kyle. They're going to put you on their website right there.
Dude, okay. So first of all, I love this battery. I use it for everything. Okay, when I have one right here, I use it to charge my phone. I bring it and charge my phone on it. But this is the 50 right here. This is what I'm showing. Okay, look, everything I'm recommending you guys, I have bought with my own money and I own. So I just want you to note that. This
quick
is the
disclaimer.
Noting disclaimer.
Omar's got
look,
it.
Omar right there. Let's go.
Here, I got one right here. You can put a little wrist strap just in case. I actually here's how I use these, and you kind of do too. Is I hang these off my tripod, and then I plug in USB power into my camera, and so my camera has not only battery for a really long time, but it also remains portable. I used to be what is it, like a spokesperson for continuous power adapters.
Yeah.
But those require you to be plugged in and have stationary camera setups. These allow you to kind of just have forever battery for a really long time.
Well, Omar steals my thunder and does everything that I told him to do, and then takes my actual idea and presents it to you guys. That's exactly what I use
pretty
it for.
well, though.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. He says it better than me. Thank you, Omar.
That's exactly what I use. You got the wrist strap.
Yes. So I came up with this solution because we were doing podcasts. I was with Sean. We were traveling to different events, and we were doing podcasts. And like the batteries die so fast on the Sonys, especially when you're traveling and you can't plug them into power. And so I found these, and I just put a dummy battery connected to. It has 8-volt and 12-volt. This is what's so great about these. It has these connections built into it, where not a lot of other V mounts do. And so you connect the dummy battery into this, goes right into the camera, and then you're going to have enough battery for the whole day. And so you're not going to have to worry about the cameras dying, and then as well as like the cards filling up and all that stuff. So it's just a great thing to use. And so this one is the 50, it's a smaller one. And then this is the 99, which I use all the time for my my cameras, even in the studio, because I don't want cameras like, here's the studio again. I don't want cables and stuff like all over the floor. When guests are coming in, they're tripping. Obviously, there's some in there. But I don't want people to trip on stuff. And also the hair light with the 60D Amaron that I was telling you guys about, that's hung up over on the top right there on the with the newer softbox, that is powered by a small rig battery. So there's no cables going up there, going across the floor. So it's all super clean. I use these for almost like so much stuff, even charging my phone.
Because a lot of people, I mean, you probably can get a sweet deal on an actual external battery for your phone, you know. But like, I just love the multi-use for something like this. Especially because, like, you know, it has all of these things. Let me just So you see all the various things that this has to be able to push out power. So you could push out power via USB Type A, USB Type C, but also with
12 volt and 8 volt.
So good.
I want to, so real quick too, on this video, Omar, if you press play on that. So you talked about using a dummy battery. I actually like using, because on the newer Sony cameras, you can just go USB-C to charge. And the reason I like doing it that way is if your portable battery dies, your camera will still stay on because you'll have a full battery inside of it. And then you can hot swap them and like literally go all day long. So if you wanted to do that, you could like, you don't even need the dummy battery. You could just go USB-C straight into your Sony camera, or I mean, whatever camera you have, but those are always nice to have.
I just want to say this is all birthed out of pain because I have had cameras die in the middle of a podcast, and it's the worst thing ever. It's like you had one job, right? So just take my word for it.
Okay. Do you have a couple more you want to share, Kyle, or should we get to questions?
Oh yeah, I do have this small rig again. So I have a lot of just different accessories, tools, camera attachments. You know, you got to swap out plates and stuff. And so I actually bought this, and it's got the Allen wrenches, different sizes, and a bunch of numerous different screws and attachments that you may need. And it's so hard to find these and get them, you know, when you need them. And so just having it all here, it is also, what is this? It's magnetized. Yeah. So it's all magnetized, you know. So this is awesome. This lives in my my Pelican case when I travel. It's just everything I need. So that is another thing I recommend right there.
It's cool.
Yeah, go for it, Nolan.
I guess, you know what, I'll share one thing and then we'll answer some questions, but I just thought, you know, it's a good deal, so we'll share it. There is basically, I'll share this here. The DJI Mini 2 SE is $40 off. So if you are looking for, like, this would be the best drone you could get for content creators under $300. Typically they can just get really expensive. I reviewed the Mini 2, which it's this one, and I loved this drone. Now they have the Mini 3, but you know, the Mini 2, I think it's $400. So if you're trying to go under $300 and just get like a really cool drone, these things are awesome. You don't need, if you're doing it just for fun or recreational use, you don't need to get a license because they're light enough and small enough that you don't have to like get a license. So like this one was 450, now it's 400. But if you get the difference between this Mini 2 and the Mini 2 SE that I was talking about, which is right here, the 2 SE doesn't have 4K 30 frames per second. It has 2.7K, which still looks really, really good. And so just wanted to share that if you are like, I really want to buy a drone for Christmas for someone or something, like this would be a cool drone to get somebody if you're trying to spend less than $300.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's the last deal I have. I really want to
let me bring up a question really quick.
Perfect.
Bread with Nicole said, can you explain the battery thing again? So I have a battery, comes in the camera when you purchase it. So could I buy a different battery or a charger? Okay, so what we were saying is the camera batteries don't last. They're not, especially when you're recording 4K, they're not going to last a very long time. And so if you're not home or you're traveling, to have a dummy battery connected to this is going to save you a lot of trouble and give you peace of mind. And that's what we recommend doing. If you're at home, it's a lot cheaper to buy a dummy battery and plug it directly into the wall. They're like, what, $20, Omar? $15 on Amazon. And so that's the use case with this. You don't need to buy these if you're just doing YouTube videos and it's like 20-minute videos, 30 minutes
or
videos.
vlogs.
Yeah.
What you can do is just
vlogs.
buy a couple batteries, a couple of your camera native batteries, and just have a few of those laying around, and you can switch them out if you're vlogging.
Yeah, especially if it's content where you can stop the camera recording and then swap it out. Podcasts, it's more very long form, right? So that's why it's like you don't want to miss a full conversation where you're having a conversation rolling.
Right. Yeah. And like when we say dummy batteries, this is what we mean. It's a battery that goes in your camera and then plugs into the wall. And if you unplug it from the wall, your camera will die. And so, again, when you pay for convenience, you kind of compromise, I guess you could say, quality of experience. But if you do get a dummy battery, which, if you're doing live stream stuff, it's perfect. If you don't want your camera to move, it's perfect. Just make sure you get the one that obviously lines up with your camera model. But yeah, we've been loving this kind of workflow, which is just literally just plugging in that external battery and using a cable that goes right into the camera.
Yeah, Omar, where did you get that wrist thing?
Yeah,
Amazon. I mean, yeah, I've been going yellow this year with all the things you see in the yellow video department. But yeah, you just search, yellow USB cable, yellow wrist strap, and there's a pack of like 15 for $5 or something like that. So yeah, you can get a lot of cool little knickknacks.
Let me this is what I use on my cameras to hold those V-mount batteries. The camera screws right into
I got mine dangling. You're like, yo, here's my Tron.
But this is what I use, and the V-mount just slides right into this back plate. I actually have it. I can just show it here in a second, but let me grab it. Go
ahead. Omar, I know you just talked about the ZV-1 Mark II. This person's asking what's a good camera for vlogging. And again, guys, there it is, Kyle's showing that little back plate to hold it. If you want to go real filmmaker mode, you go right there. But what's the best camera for vlogging? And maybe give us like, maybe it's one price point. I don't know. But also, guys, as you ask questions, give us your budget, give us your use case. So, yeah. Is ZV-1
I'll share my first. I would say the first recommendation would be the cheapest. Probably the cheapest best is this right here. This is the Canon V10.
Oh wow, yeah.
It is dude, $350. Check this. And what's so cool about this camera is it's like it's like filming on your smartphone, but holding it vertical records horizontal videos. And so I've brought this camera to Disneyland. I brought it with my family. And it's so easy to use it. The lens doesn't protrude. It can take a beating. Not to say you're going to throw it across the room, but there is a digital zoom, but it's really intended to just keep that wide focal length. As you can see, my hand model, just stick it in my pocket and go on your way. And so the image you're looking at right now is great. It does have an external mic input. So if you wanted to plug in a wireless mic, you could. The thing is you'll need to buy like an extra, like accessory, which would be like a small rig, kind of bracket. When you can see me recording vertical video, it also, rotates it for you, which is cool. But the thing you would probably want to pair 4K, with this. Right?
This is a 4K camera?
4K up to 30 frames per second. And I love it because like Canon colors, I also love it because I can give it to my daughter, Ruby, and she can use it. It's that easy. Press the button, Ruby, and when the screen goes red, it's recording. And so, yeah, this is kind of a funky way that I've kind of clipped on the mic, but you can clip on a wireless mic. Small Rig makes like a little fun cage to, they give you the little wind muffs for your onboard mic. So this is an additional $35 if you wanted to add it. But this is the Canon V10, probably the best budget vlog camera, hands down. You're not going to beat $350.
Yeah, it's $100 off. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that would be my recommendation. There's a video. Yeah, we have that video review if you wanted to check that out. If you were in the budget, I think if you had $1,000 to spend, that's where I would go with the ZV-1 Mark II and Sony. Well, I guess here's another option. This is where we can go. I can really nerd out sometimes. Yeah, we got options. So the ZV-1F, another best deal. I'm forgetting about these like sweet deals. And what's cool about these cameras is they also plug in via USB. To include the V10 just to be used as a webcam. Okay, so this is the Sony ZV-1F. For $400, you know, a lot of people understand how to use a camera like this. It's not like a foreign, you know, concept. This is what you call a point and shoot camera. Has an articulating flip out screen. Unlike the V10, it has a cold shoe mount. So if you wanted to plug something like a wireless mic up top, you could. But this camera too doesn't really zoom. It has it just has a one shot frame, and I believe that frame, it's 20 millimeters, which is going to be pretty decent. It's going to give you a good wide shot. It's not going to be super wide, but it is going to be wide enough for vlogging. And, you know, again, if you're going to keep the price low, your convenience, you know, kind of goes down a little bit. So the or not convenience as in the ability to like zoom. So $400 for this option. So you got the ZV-1F, you got the V10. And then if you're really trying to get a little bit, you know, if you could spend a little bit more money, the one I would go with is the ZV-1 Mark II or 22. No, I'm just kidding. The ZV-1 Mark II, which let me pull it up in just a second. The ZV-1 Mark II comes in at about $900, and this came out this year. And they, I don't know, it's having a hard time showing me the camera. Did any of you guys pull it up? ZV-1 Mark II.
Which one are you looking for?
Just okay. Here we go. So it comes in 2 colors, like a lot of these do. And this is this came out this year. So this is the ZV-1 Mark II, and it's not really on sale. But check this out. It's $900 retail. But if you look at the saved, used like new, so it's going to be warranted. You're going to save a lot of money by just buying it a little bit used, a lot of money. So yeah. $740, and you're getting a 2023 camera. This shoots 4K. What I love about this is they made it more wide. So the focal length, it's going to be more of a wider shot that's going to give you, and the ability to zoom is insane. Like it zooms in so much that if you are like a parent, like I am, and you want to like capture your kid on stage, maybe they're doing like Christmas recitals and stuff. Ruby has a show like next week. I'm going to bring my ZV-1 Mark II because it zooms in all the way to 50 millimeters, and it's a really crispy shot. And even zoomed out all the way, has, you know, gives you that blurry background because it starts at 1.8 aperture. And I don't want to get too nerdy, but essentially this camera is probably the most prosumer vlog camera if you're trying to keep it compact.
There you go. Obviously, right there from Omar. What is the best camera to film your daughter's recital? It is the ZV-1 Mark II.
Need to make that YouTube video. And I hate, because like, you know, we can just go in all day because, you know, DJI just released a couple of weeks ago this new camera, and it's the Pocket 3. And this is it's been super fun to use. I've been playing with it, but this is going to throw everybody off because I just told you about the ZV-1 Mark II being, you know, $700 used. So for under $700 brand new, this new camera that DJI released produces a very similar image, just doesn't give you the ability to zoom in like I was talking about, but literally comes with a wireless microphone. And this thing, it couldn't be more plug and play. Like it's literally like you take it out of the box, you turn on the mic, it automatically connects, you flip open the screen, and then it records really high quality 4K video. And so I would say probably the best camera deal when it comes to like everything you need with one purchase, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo would probably be that. I think about people who are, maybe you're in real estate, or maybe you do behind the scenes tutorials, or maybe you're like just showing somebody with 2 hands how to do something, and you can either have somebody filming you and you have a wireless mic that comes with this camera, or this actually has like face tracking mode where you could literally it catches your face, and as you move, the gimbal head follows. And so I'm actually working on a video right now where I'm stacking all these cameras against each other, and it's kind of hard to decide on one. But if you want a dope unboxing experience, this is I've never unboxed a camera and just been pumped up. Like it's like a kid in a candy store. Like, yeah. And so, yeah, that's the DJI Osmo. I would check out that camera. $700, less than $700, and you're getting everything you need to record kind of your vlogs.
Options. We got options. Now, hey, real quick, before we get into it, we're going to answer more of your questions, but we did have Nicole say, I'm nervous about using Epidemic Sound, which is music. We talked about how you can get 2 months for free right now, but she said people say they've gotten hit from using their music. Here's the deal, and I personally, not only is Epidemic a sponsor of Think Media, I personally pay for Epidemic Sound for other projects, my wife's YouTube stuff, and they for one they won't hit you, and if they for some reason there is a content claim, look, I got the whatever,
dude, AI is just on your butt.
I need to turn that off, but no, it's kind of cool. I should leave it on. Now if you do get hit, meaning there's a content ID claim and you're not making money, you email them and very quickly they will manually change it for you. And usually that only happens is if you like sign up and then instantly post a video using their music. You're like not maybe fully in the system. It takes just a tiny bit of time. So that's the only time I've seen it happen to me. And you email them, they fix it. And so just wanted to kind of let you guys know. Epidemic Sound is totally good to use.
Yeah.
Hey, cool. Let me get one. Give me 15 seconds of fame real quick. Ready? Yes. All right, here we go. I just pulled out my backpack. So this is the DJI Pocket. You can see how small it is in hand, but again, like a kid at a candy store, they added a like an extra accessory that not only this accessory powers it, and it gives you more grip, right?
Dang.
And then just when you thought you were done, you like open up the thing, and then it's like, here goes your little microphone, sir. Just turn it on and it automatically connects. So what's cool about this mic is you can clip it on your shirt. And I've actually seen a video where somebody's connected this Bluetooth to their smartphone. So I mean, whatever that's worth. And then if you guys if you're a millennial, you know what a Sidekick is. Remember the Sidekick?
Yeah, that's my first phone.
And then you're like ready to go. And then what's cool? There's so many cool things, right? Because if I hit this, it flips around and goes into like forward mode. So just like a fun little guy, and I've been having fun with it. Here's my only gripe about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 is I don't feel like I could throw this in my bag like this because of the gimbal, like
you want to break it.
Yeah. You gotta put it away. And so it's like, it's not as quick as like pulling out the ZV-1 Mark II, flipping it on and it turns on and then closing it and then it goes and you could just, put it in your, little side bag or side whatever.
Omar, okay, hold on. How many?
I got the ZV-1 too.
Dude, how many cameras do you have?
Well, he's doing a video on those 3.
30.
Omar,
I know, yes,
you're doing a video. So he did a video on these 3 cameras. It's coming out. So if you want to wait, yeah.
Hey, I do want to say this though. People, if you're overwhelmed, literally just start on your phone. If a camera is stopping you from starting making YouTube content, this is not the newest and updatest one, even though it's got, whatever. Like, just start with what you have. I saw some questions of like, should I upgrade from the M6 Mark II to the Sony Alpha ZV-E10? Like, yeah, maybe, but it's like, if you sell your Canon and then it's like, you just pay a little difference. Yeah, you get maybe better autofocus, you get 4K. But at the end of the day, guys, if you are stuck in the research phase, I just want to encourage you. There's a lot of options. Start with what you have. Make your best informed decision. Omar gave you options. Pick one of them. Get the camera and just get started.
And Tiffany, I would just say right now, Tiffany, don't, because those are literally pretty much the same 2 cameras. So if you have not upgraded your lens to your Canon M6 Mark II, get a Sigma 16mm lens for your EFM mount, and like it's gonna make your cameras look, or your video look, essentially like you bought a new camera. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't. And I like the M6 Mark II because it has stabilization. ZV-E10 does not. So that helps you save some money there and then put it toward a new lens.
Omar, I want you to read this one. This one's for you.
Ooh.
Just want Omar to know that you inspired Chris to just press record, start a YouTube channel last week, and I always watch Think Media for tips and tutorials.
Dude, love it. Thank you for saying thank you. You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't do it, but it keeps us going, and it's good to know that the videos are helpful and that they're helping people. We're part of what we do by making videos simple is to kill a lot of limiting beliefs, because it is a matter of just doing the work to just get some videos up. And because it isn't until those, later in your video uploads that you're actually going to see the results or the feedback or the things that you can improve on. But I appreciate you, Chris, for letting us know that. And just grateful. That's what we're here for.
Amazing. Okay, cool. We got, I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything else you want to share, but I got some questions we could pull up and we could just fire away some of those.
Let's take Q&A.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get it. So here, let's start with this one. What is the best mic? And honestly, it's going to be just for a YouTube camera under $100. So we covered some mics already. If you guys, Kyle, Omar, had to pick one mic right now under $100, which I probably would go with maybe a shotgun mic just because it's so versatile for like, it depends on what you're using it for. Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Are you vlogging?
I feel like I would do Samsung Q2U.
But what if you're like vlogging outside?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is, right? But if I was doing YouTube video, even if I was doing YouTube talking videos, I would still use it.
So the Q2U is a fantastic mic. I used it for a long time. I personally just love the sound of it. I did look at it this morning. It's not on sale, but it's still cheap. It's $60. This like it makes it look like it's on sale, but it's literally always $60. So that,
and you get everything.
And this will go straight to your computer as well. So USB and XLR, but it sounds really, really good. It's my favorite sounding microphone for sure under $100.
So that will be your dynamic mic option. So that's Kyle's pick. If you had $100, I think your pick, I would just probably force it to be the Rode Video Mic Go 2.
Boom. And that would be the best probably shotgun mic for vlogging too.
And then if you were still under $100 and you needed, you wanted so where you can walk around and have consistent audio with the camera being planted, I would look at the DJI Pocket Wireless. Right now it's $85. You can clip it on your shirt. The audio stays consistent while you move around. Those are the three types of audio solutions. You got the one that we are using right now, which you consider a dynamic mic. Kyle's pick is the Samsung Q2U, and it would probably be mine as well. And then we have the Rode Video Mic Go 2, which is going to be the ability to boom out your shot, or you put it on top of your camera. And then if you're vlogging and your arm's length distance, it's going to sound good. And then you got the wireless lavalier option. So it really does depend on the type of videos you are creating. You just want to take that into consideration. And I always like to say, whoever you're probably trying to emulate some type of creator or some type of video that you like, try to reverse engineer what it is they're using. If you could see the mic in the shot, or maybe you see the mic clipped on their shirt, then you could get like, oh, they're using a wireless mic. Oh, they're using a boom mic,
Amazing. Kyle and Omar, I do want to ask you guys this question because we got Pastor Felix in the house, and you guys do church ministry stuff, and Kyle, you would know this answer. So what do you recommend any video cameras for churches under
I got one. You already know what it is.
What is the C200
FX30?
Dang, dude, you went to C200, bro. He said 2,500.
No, I want to know if it's used. That's what I'm thinking. I'm talking out loud.
What were you gonna say, Omar?
Here, I would say
FX30s.
You ready for it? Yeah, I would say FX30 because it's here's the biggest reason is you could plug in your soundboard audio directly into the camera. So your video person from the board is going to send audio to this. And then if you're live streaming, if you're recording the sermon, you're going to be good. Or even if you're doing like workshop stuff, this is also for people who do like small workshops or seminars. It's not going to overheat if you record on the camera itself, but you're going to get really good audio, and the autofocus on this camera is insane. So like you can get a zoom lens and then be very far in the back of the room. And I think for that $2,500 budget, because if you buy this, it's $2,000, and then maybe you get like a Tamron zoom lens, you're going to be, I think you're going to be pleased with the results, in my opinion. But that would be my pick.
Omar is using the SM7B. He's using the SM7DB, which is their new version that has the like an amplifier built into it. I'm using the SM7B, which is the original one, and then Nolan.
I'm using the Rode Pod Mic, XLR only, so I think it's $99, and then plugged into a Rodecaster Duo connecting to my computer.
Boom.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm curious. I want to look on line real quick because webcam for live streaming. Now there's just, as you know, Kyle, Omar, if you guys want to look this up, I'll kind of explain. If you guys do want to go live, there's a couple ways to do it. You can either buy a webcam that can be plugged into your computer, and you can use that for live streaming. The other option is if you already have a camera for YouTube, you can get an adapter, HDMI to USB. It has to be the specific adapter. I can share a link here in a second after these guys go. But that would be if you already have a camera, and that could be a way to connect. Like right now, we all have professional cameras connected to our computer. However, maybe you are looking for a webcam because it's portable, it's light. Omar, Kyle, do you guys have a suggestion for a webcam under $100?
Omar.
Yeah, I personally, I've tested this one. I kind of like how this looks. This is the Anker PowerComp C200, under $50, but the key to make this camera look the best is you need really good lighting. You need to make sure you have a lot of lighting coming in. Maybe it's a window, or maybe it's one of the lights that we recommended for it to look, pretty good. But you mentioned about using your iPhone. If you have a newer MacBook, I don't know, a lot of people don't know this, but you can literally connect to your iPhone with most live stream solutions wirelessly with your iPhone. Like literally, I probably can do it right now. Maybe I'll try to test it or break this stream and not do that. But wirelessly, you can use your iPhone, the back camera of your iPhone, as your main mic, your main camera, and it'll look so much better than your built-in, laptop webcam or what have you. So that would be, I would almost put that money into an audio solution or a phone mounting solution if you have the Mac set up.
Yeah.
And actually, we have a lot of videos on this stuff.
Did you have another webcam, Kyle, or?
No, I think that's great.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Let's do, this is a good question. Best mixer for podcasts up to 4 people. I feel like Kyle, maybe you could share what we use on the podcast, or if there's a budget version.
I think this is the Rodecaster is the obvious choice.
The Rodecaster Pro?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have their the old version and the new version, the Rodecaster 2. Those are great. I mean, they got faders on them, very easy to use. There's a lot of other options as well. Not a lot, actually. There's other options that are more difficult to use. This is the most user-friendly, and it's made for this. And it's one of the most sold items for this particular thing for a reason. And so I would definitely recommend this over anything else. Now, Zoom has a lot of other options too, but they're more difficult and not as user-friendly, but they're great audio recorders. Go ahead, Omar.
Yeah, so this is the Zoom PodTrack, $150. It works on batteries. You can plug in continuous. It doesn't give you like those features. You don't get a big screen like the Rodecaster does. But I have friends that run a pretty successful podcast just using something like this. However, if you kind of want one of those purchases again that like you only want to make once, because it sounds like if you're really going in on building out a video podcast thing, then yeah, potentially just biting the bullet and then investing in something you don't need to upgrade in the future will be a very smart thing to do by getting the Rodecaster Pro 2.
Amazing. Okay, so here's another interesting one. We can be quick because this might be very specific, but Kyle, you might know of the best for large storage. So not an SSD, but 14, 16 terabytes. What should someone Google for that? Like what are they looking for basically?
I mean, there's different ways you can do that. If I had a PC, and I have a PC here, and I have like a 12 terabyte or 14 terabyte just hard drive in there for storage that I can offload, and that's just like a Seagate, what is it, Iron Wolf, I believe. Let me go to Amazon. Seagate Iron Wolf has hard drives. Seagate Iron Wolf. Boom. Let me share I'm in the wrong one, my wrong screen. But yeah.
This is something I've, so the external mic or the external drive, I think there's something to consider here, right? Is just these have discs that spin. So you just want to make sure that you're using them when you only need to use them and you do not drop them because good night. But yeah, are you trying to show them like the NAS drive you got?
Yeah.
Kyle?
So I like to tell people what I use because that's what I have expertise in. So what I have is I have this Seagate Iron Wolf, which is made for storage, right? It's made to be on all the time and have high volume of storage. There's different price points. And what I do with that is I put that in a Synology, like this guy here, as it loads. And I actually have it back here. You can't really see it, but I have 4 of those drives, 14 terabyte drives in there. So that's, you do the math. That's how much terabytes I have for storage. and then it connects to my laptop with a Ethernet cable. And then when I'm done for the day or the week or whatever, or I'm done with the project, I grab that project and I offload it onto that Synology to back it up. And then it's also on Google Drive as well. And then I delete it off of my my computer hard drive. And then so now I have a virtual backup and I have a hard backup here. And that's how I essentially do my storage. Now that is more of an expensive one. You can get like 2 6 terabyte, 8 terabyte drives. We've done those like Lacy drives. I just bought the team something. Omar, do you have another solution while I look up something else?
No, it would just be that they don't like the ones that don't run off of power. They're very slow. So if you're like offloading stuff, you probably do it like overnight. These are pretty solid. I think this actually has power. Yeah, so this has power. So 8 terabytes, which is pretty good. Let's see how much the 16 guy goes for. So $230 for 16 gigs. That's pretty great. And here,
now,
one reason that, yeah,
I have the SanDisk Professional here too, that I have.
One reason to, I would say, get something large like a 16 gigabyte is because what you can do is what you like 16 terabyte is you would duplicate it. So like there's a backup. So like if you're buying a 16 terabyte external hard drive, you RAID it or whatever. I don't know the terminology. What's the terminology, Kyle?
It's a RAID. It's a type of RAID.
It's a RAID. So you RAID it, and it's essentially 8 terabytes because everything you put on it, it just duplicates it on another part of the drive, so that if one fails, you have that backup. So one way to think about it.
Yeah, it totally depends on how you have your RAID set up. Now, I know this is super technical, but like you can do it where like you have 4 drives, and they mirror each other. So if one drive fails, you have a backup still. It depends on how important the footage is. This is a SanDisk Professional. This is a 22 terabyte, which I have for my church production stuff that I use. And it just plugs in Thunderbolt and I back it up. So that's what I use for that as well.
Nice.
Yep.
Cool. Well, hey, we are going to do one final question here, but first I do just want to shout out a really cool deal that is happening. Let me go over here and hide that comment. Okay. So if you go to thinkgearguide.com, this is where we're going to be updating throughout the day, the best deals, and you can watch some of the live streams that Sean hit this morning. And also all the questions. If you guys are like, what camera should I get? What editing software? I saw some people ask about that. Go check out thinkgearguide.com. And if you scroll all the way down here, check out our YouTube course bundle. So that's 75% off and you guys can get that. This is going to end soon. So go check that out quickly. And then last thing I want to mention before we answer this last question as well is that Epidemic Sound has sponsored this live stream. So if you guys want 2 months free, now is the time to save some cash and just get Epidemic Sound, get some good audio, music, sound effects for your YouTube videos. Wanted to shout that out because that's one of the better deals on Cyber Monday. Okay. So for a final question, you guys, I don't know if you have a good one, but I think, wait. Is Kyle married? You're going to have to wait till the next live stream.
Oh, that's a part 2 coming.
Nice.
I don't know.
I will say this. Someone is asking, where was it? Someone was asking what lenses we used. And so I just thought I got a brand new lens. I'll shout mine out. So I'm using a full frame Sony camera, but I'm using a Sigma 28 millimeter 1.4 lens on my camera. Kyle, what lens are you rocking?
I am using a G Master 16 to 35 2.8. Omar.
I know you're at 16.
And I'm at
35.
I'm at 35.
20. Oh, wow.
I'm at 35.
Nice. You should get a 35 prime. What I'm using is I'm using a Sigma 16 millimeter lens, which is going to give me a 24 millimeter equivalent shot, kind of your medium wide. The camera is about arm's length distance away, but you could still see a lot. And that is the lens that I'm using. I hope everybody knows that the lens is responsible for the look the camera gives you. So that's why we always push kind of bodies, get your camera body and then get the lens you need so that you can achieve the look you want.
Amazing. Guys, I hope you guys had a very happy Thanksgiving, and we are going to wrap this up. So click on the screen if you're watching the replay, watch this other video where Sean shares some really cool deals happening right now. Again, go to thinkgearguide.com. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.